The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station, its owners, staff, or management. The following program is sponsored by Citizens Financial Security. In a world where information is power, the original Money Doctor inspires you to rise above it all and plan ahead with guaranteed success. William F. Richardson is the original Money Doctor.
This is William Richardson with your American Dream and Principle of the Day. We're talking again about the World Economic Report, and we're going to dive right back into the bubble, the big fat bubble. And in the report, I call it the Trump and the bubble. So when everyone else was, during the pre-election time, everyone else was saying that everything was as zippity-doo-dah, as we said in prior sessions, and everything was good, Trump was saying that the stock market was inflated. Different people said that it was not. President at that time, President Obama, his administration said Trump was just peddling fiction and the economy is doing fine and Donald Trump is full of hot air, basically. So was he telling the truth then? Is he telling the truth now when he's talking about the economy, where it's at? What is real? What is really real with the economy? What is real with what we're taking place? Who do you listen to? Do you listen to the mainstream economists that are saying, hey, I'm not worried about what's going on, everything is fine? Or do you listen to a few people, whether that be a talk show radio host on the local channel or something that you received from the internet or from a channel that is not mainstream? Where do you get your information from? Because the more mainstream the information is, the more it's been dumbed down, the more it's been controlled, and you're most likely you're not receiving the truth. It's been changed. So we're looking back at the financial meltdown that's going to be taking place based on what we've seen in the past. I would say I would prepare for a 2008, a 2000, and a Great Depression happening all at the same time if we have a total collapse of our bond market, our market in the stock market. We have that with our housing, and we also have that with the derivative market. So if we go back to the derivative market, it is actually the largest time bomb that we have. And you probably don't hear too much about it because it's something that's normally is not talked about, but really it is the largest world casino that is available, and that is called the derivative market. Now, the Bank of International Settlements reported that the total net worth of all outstanding derivative contracts is a whopping $493 trillion. Now, that's a lot of money. Our current debt is at $20 trillion. This is $493 trillion. It's a hard enough number for us to comprehend our debt at $20 trillion, let alone think about $493 trillion. For most of us, it's a number we just can't even put together and formulate in our minds what that really meant. It's virtually impossible to quantify that number in our heads. The global economy is estimated at about $78 trillion annually. While the derivative market is growing at around 6 times this value, this bubble is potentially the biggest economic catastrophe time bomb in world history. And we don't hear about it. We don't hear anything about what's taking place. Now, if you're not sure what a derivative is, think about how a casino operates. Have you ever been to a casino? So everything has a bet against it. Everything in economic value, from a stock, a mortgage, interest rate, prices on commodities like oil, gold, and wheat. You can even bet against a country's currency being in default. So everything has a speculative contract that is placed against it. So I like to say that a derivative is the real weapon of mass destruction. So the derivative market is the real weapon of mass destruction. When that falls, because we're gambling away trillions of dollars every day and we're betting on future prices, we're betting on assets to go up or to go down, and everything has a derivative attached to it. So that's why it's the world's largest casino. And the big banks and financial institutions all place their bets collectively, having more than $200 trillion of exposed derivative contracts every single day. That exceeds the national debt by 10 times and is the time bomb just waiting to explode and waiting to have everything. So keep in mind, so we have this derivative market, we have the bond market, we have our standard international global stock market, which affects our housing situation, which will affect our dollar, which will affect our bank. When we haven't really talked about what's happening with China, Russia, and these other countries with the New World Bank that they created in China, what their goal is, they haven't fully stated, and it's not in print what they're doing, but what are they doing that's affecting the market? And they're trying to have their currency become the world currency. So when that takes place, is that what's going to tip over everything? Is that the point where the market is going to crash? Or is it some little thing that's going to take place to fall over? Where do you want your money when that happens? You want it in the safest place you can. You want access to it, accessibility, fair rate of return. Most likely, it's not where you have it right now. So what's going to make the difference? When is the market exactly going to crash? No one knows that, not even the money doctor, right? The voice of reason. But what I can tell you is that day of reckoning is coming. Is it tomorrow? Is it next month? Is it 6 months from now? Is it a year, 3 years? There's a lot of different factors that come into play when that's going to take place. Is the new administration going to save everything? I don't think so. We'll be able to make some changes and soften the blow afterwards. I think it'll be a little better than the alternative. But at the same time, we can't continue to operate our economy on a 2% growth level. We're looking at growing that, and we cannot have this massive amount of debt without a way to pay it off. We talk about in the 10-8% rule and in the planning structure and the American dream of how to use debt to create wealth, right? What is our country doing? It just consumes. Our government consumes and makes debt with no way of paying it off because the money that it's printing is fake money. It's not backed by gold. There's no backing at all to back that money. They continue just to print fake money to do fake things with and continue to allow a debt situation. So that has to change. It has to change in a situation, and we have to have common sense economics. So currently right now what we have common sense economic destruction of what we're doing. And that needs to change, or we'll move into where we'll look back at what's going to take place, and we'll look back at the Great Depression and we'll say, wow, that was an easy thing, to work with compared to what may happen, because this will be no picnic in the park for anyone that takes place. One of the things that I had a conversation with an associate of mine, would it make it a better situation for the American public to take that pain of what our parents and grandparents went through back in the Great Depression? How would that change us today? How would that change the entitlement of so many people, of our children, both on the left and the right? Would we do things different if we had to depend on each other and everyone had to work together again to start up the economy? I think we would. I think we would actually come out to be a stronger force of good if we had to work together once we got rid of all the ugliness that would take place when this type of crash, happens. And how are you? How are you protecting yourself? How are you protecting your money? How are you protecting your family? What's going to happen if that particular situation took place in the near future? Where would your family be? How would you protect your family? What are you going to do both with your money and also with your physical protection? It's something you should talk about with your family and have a plan, not just for your money, but a plan for disasters and things that take place. What are you going to do and what's the best thing for them, especially for those of you that have kids that are in college and they're out of town? How do they react to that situation, and how can you serve them and work with them in that area? Now, on a kind of final note of the run on the banks, if we have a situation where our dollar collapses and you can only have 50% of your money every day from your bank, and the bank says you can only have $100 or $60 like they did in Greece a while back, how would that affect you if you could only take a certain amount of money out every day? So you want to have your cash out now. Cash is king. Cash is liquid. Do yourself a favor after this, sometime today or this week, pull up the World Economic Report at moneydoctoradvisor.com and read it word for word and share it with everyone. And until we meet again, keep your money safe. Living with purpose and real intent. If you're as concerned as I am, and you're not the type to sit around and wait for something to happen, there's something you can do. Special gift invitation. How to get growth, protection, and income for your money. Send a request for a special promo code to watch this new online video training series absolutely free in the comfort of your home or office. You will learn how hardworking American families protect and control their retirement money and never expose it to stock market risk or massive taxation. Watch this free video series and learn the rules. Send requests to info@citizensfinancialsecurity.com. That's info@citizensfinancialsecurity.com to view video online. Video series is shared as a public benefit for enlightenment.
As a financial strategist, William F. Richardson coaches college students, families, and businesses on income planning strategies. He focuses on how to create lifestyle benefits and retirement savings by following simple rules and proven concepts to optimize assets, preserve capital, and minimize taxes. During the Great Recession, clients of Citizens Financial Security who followed these strategies didn't lose one penny of their savings or retirement money, while others lost 30 to 60% of their life savings as the market adjusted. Assuming you've chosen to follow these strategies, there would have been zero losses due to market volatility, and your financial goals would be on track. Your money would have been triple compounding, protected, and available tax-free for any reason. Visit us at the World Economic Report at moneydoctoradvisor.com and visit our corporate sponsor, citizensfinancialsecurity.com, or call 916-500-4905. That's 916-500-4905.